Hi, this is Dan. It's Wednesday, October 8th, 2008. What a beautiful day. And that's why I'm recording this. I'd like to document one of my favorite places, and that's why I am making this little short film here today. Well, I guess there's a bit of a story to it. It's a park, and it's about 1/8 of a mile from the house that I grew up in and that I'm currently living in. It's Knoll Park in what is technically Clayton, Missouri, but most people would consider St. Louis. And right next to a subdivision that my dad grew up in. So it's one of those, it's such a beautiful day. It's one of those perfect fall days that the sky is, as you can see, is just it's a deep blue, and it's one of those days where you're outside and you're like, oh, I gotta be out in this. So I thought it'd be a perfect day to walk to the park and show you one of my most favorite places. Okay, this is right near Clayton Road in Big Bend. Kind of on the border of Richmond Heights and Clayton, right in the mid-county, central part of St. Louis. To my left is a place that I've been coming to since I was about 6 months old. So, it's a small park. It's not a big park at all. I mean, it's maybe, oh gosh, 4 or 5 acres. Just a guess. I'm a city boy. I don't know exactly what an acre is, but anyway. So here's an interesting part of the park here. This park used to be somebody's front yard, and this is the gate. This is the gate that would let people in on their carriages and whatnot back in before there were automobiles around. And so I'm not quite sure the history of the park, but I don't know. I'm just going to guess, say maybe about 30, 40 years ago it was turned into a park. Maybe more than that, maybe 50 years ago. And there's a pond, a small pond in the front. In 1984 I was sitting on this pond and I watched the Olympic torch run right by on Big Bend on its way out to Los Angeles for the 1984 Olympic Games. And so there's a pathway all around the park, and in the springtime it's great, of course, with the flowers in bloom and whatnot. But as we come up and get a shot of this pond here, which is it's a neat little pond. It's not very big, but it gets the trick done. So I want to kind of keep my voice down. I don't want to disturb the peace here, but get a shot of the pond. And I believe the stone structure on the other side of the pond is some sort of, I guess it was a swimming pool at some point, or something close to a swimming pool. So I'll be back with the 2 buildings in the park that were at one point 2 residencies. And there's a little bit of history with these 2 buildings here. They were built more than 100 years ago. I want to say in the 1890s. Again, just a guess. But they were at one point people's homes. And in the 1980s, they were part of the science center, if you will. They were natural history museums. And I would walk up here as a kid, as a youngster in the 1980s, and walk around the museums and such. We'll get a shot of one of the houses here. And as you can see, it's a decent sized house. It's hard to tell exactly when it was built, but a decent sized house. And now currently this house right here is used as a daycare center, and it is the smaller of the two homes. I call them homes, but they're not now. They're not homes now. They were at one point. And so this second building is now used as an art museum. It's a contemporary art museum. It's a small museum, nonetheless. Let's get a shot of the back. That's the back of the art museum. And that's the new playground. That playground was built, I don't know, 10 years ago maybe. We'll get a shot here of the front of the art museum. I'm never able to tell if that's the back of the house or the front of the house, but at any rate, they have exhibits there, and it's a nice addition to the park. So I'd say about maybe, about 15 years ago, they tore down the old playground, which was down here in this plot of land I'm about to show you. And, it's just a plot of land now. But next up is the old garden area, which is some nice footage there. And here, I believe, is what is technically considered a rose garden, although I'm not sure about how many roses are actually growing in this, but just with the way it's set up. And see, there's a few benches, and it's just a nice place to come and sit and get away from everything for a little while. And you can still hear the hum of the traffic in the background. It's kind of a subtle reminder that you're not too far from everything, but you can come and sit with the trees and enjoy a nice breeze. And it's a tranquil place, and I think that's why people enjoy coming here. And it's been a park. I wish I knew exactly how long it's been a park. I'll have to do some more research on it. Anyhow, so this concludes the park, and it's one of my most favorite places. I've been, what can I say? I'm fortunate, and I'm glad that there's a place, especially a place like this, where I can say that I've been coming for, and since I was just less than a year old. So, anyhow, it's Oak Knoll Park. It's in St. Louis. Come check it out if you're in town. And for those of you who would like to get a different view of it, why then look it up on Google Earth in St. Louis at the intersections of Big Bend and Clayton Road. So, this is Dan. It's officially Wednesday, October 8th, 2008. Beautiful fall day in St. Louis. Thanks for joining.